Hey YouTube, this is XYZ1 with a deck profile for my XYZ Zombie deck. I've been running this for pretty much the last couple of formats, making tweaks here and there, trying to make it more consistent. And this is the most up-to-date build. Some of you have seen my build on my brother's channel, Dreyer55597. So let's get into the deck. Run 2 Pyramid Turtles. Actually, it's the main searcher of the deck. Searches every zombie that I have in the deck. 2 Goblin Zombies. Also searches. Great for when I make synchro plays. Gets monsters to my hand. Just great card overall. Run 2 Zombie Masters. Great effect. Special summon from the grave, exploding the XYZ summons. 2 Blue-Blooded Oni. If you're unaware of the effect, when this card is normal summon or flip summon, it's changed to defense position. You can detach, once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material you control to target 1 level 4 zombie type monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is its effect works almost exactly the way that Zombie Masters does. As long as you have a zombie in the grave, the material that you detach from the XYZ material you detach can be brought back. So there's times when I may have 1 Blue-Blooded Oni that I used for a rank 4, and I'll detach it with this effect and then bring it back and use it to detach again and go off. Running 2 Illbloods. Kind of a personal choice. I've gone back to using this mainly because I do run Zombie World, and it also lets me go into synchros like Dark End Dragon or Exceeds like Swordbreaker. It's pretty good so far, running this over Endless Decay in this build. 1 Mezuki, staple in zombie decks. Only can run 1. PlagueSpreader, same. Dark Armed, lots of darks, so why not kind of just put it back in the deck, and it's working so far. Gorz stops OTKs. 2 Tour Guides, helps thin the deck. I can go into Leviair and bring back Mezuki or PlagueSpreader after I've used their effects. Great card. Sangan, staple. 2 Effect Veilers, and I run 2 Summoner Monks. The ideal situation is to go from Summoner Monk into Blue-Blooded Oni, as long as I have a Exceed monster on the field. If not, I'll go into Zombie Master to try to explode into a play. That's it for monsters. Spells, 2 Pot of Duality. Search my deck. One of my favorite cards, 2 Creature Swaps. When you play this card, people pretty much just facepalm. Because, I'll give them Goblin Zombie, I'll give them Pyramid Turtle, and take whatever their boss monster is, and they kind of just sit there and look at me like, really? 2 Book of Life. The reason why I run 2 is because not only is it a monster reborn for pretty much every card in my deck, but it also removes things from my opponent's graveyard. So it's pretty much a DD Crow and monster reborn, all in one. Mind Control, great card, just wins games. Dark Hole, staple. Heavy, staple. Monster Reborn, staple. Foolish Burial, like I said, that's for Mezuki, PlagueSpreader, trying to get them to the graveyard, or if I want to make sure that I have a target for blue-blooded Oni's effect. And I also run 2 Zombie Worlds. This card is great against a lot of decks, but I've been running it pretty much since it came out, just because of Zombie Master's effect, and especially now with Exceed monsters out, it's easy to go into a rank 4, from your opponent's graveyard, and that hurts them a lot, especially depending on the kind of deck that they have. So for spells, onto the traps, 2 Solemn Warnings, 2 Deep Prisons. Running this over Bottomless because I don't have a lot of defense in this deck, so pretty much it's the main defensive card that I have as far as like if you're attacking me. Mirror Force, same. And I just added 2 Call of the Haunted back into the deck. It's a great card. I love watching people MST my face down Call of the Haunted. I chain and special summon Goblin Zombie and then get a card off of that. Okay, onto the extra deck. Run Catastor, Revive King Hades. This card is great. Basically, any monster that it destroys negates the effect. So it stops Raikou, stops Snowman Eater, stops Sangan, stops a lot of Geargian monsters, what have you. Gaia Knight, level 6. Black Rose, Dark End Dragon. Run this card because of its effect. It sends, not destroys, which has helped me get over, obviously, Stardust if, they have some kind of protection for it. Or, anything that's bigger than it. Gorz, just being able to send it to the graveyard as opposed to destroying it helps me out a lot. Thought Ruler. I run this over Stardust just because it's bigger. I love the fact that it can't be targeted. And Scrap Dragon. Just great card. And Exceeds. Zenmaines. Obviously, great defensive card. Leviair. As I said, to bring back Mezuki and PlagueSpreader or any Zombie Masters that might have been bottomless or something like that. 2 Gemini Pearls, Beat Stick, and it's also an easy rank 4. And since it doesn't have an effect, I can easily detach a material from it, and it doesn't really cost me anything when I'm using blue-blooded Oni's effect. I'm also running a number 91 Thunder Spark Dragon. If you're not aware of its effect, it actually has 2. And it's 3 level 4 monsters. And once per turn, you can activate one of these effects. Detach 3 materials from this card. Destroy all other face-up monsters on the field. Detach 5 from this card and destroy all cards your opponent controls. Of course, for my deck, it would be the first effect, which is the 3. But there's times when if I go into this, I've pretty much used the monsters on my board, so I can use this effect, detach everything, blow up their monsters, assuming they don't have like Starlight Road or something like that, and then I can swarm based off what I have in my hand or in my graveyard. So something I'm trying out. It'll probably become Shockmaster once the 10s come out. Vylon Disigma, great card. Basically, you detach a material, target face-up attack position effect monster and equip it to this card. And any monster that you battle with this card that has the same attribute as the equipped card is destroyed automatically. On Swordbreaker, unique card. Pretty much get it if I special summon the if I use the 2 ill-blooded Onis in the effect. In the deck. Pretty much kind of same deal as Vylon Disigma, except it's you declare a monster type, and when it battles that kind of monster, it automatically destroys it. So, in a deck like Dark Worlds, I can say Fiends, it'll destroy them automatically. It also combos well with Zombie World because of the fact that everything on the field will be a zombie. So I can say zombies and it destroys everything. So it's also another combo that I use. And I also run Chimeratech Fortress Dragon because I side in Cyber Dragons. On to the side deck. 2 Cyber Dragons. 2 Spirit Reapers. Stall. Dino Rabbit. 2 Marionite Mites. Basically with Zombie World, it's brain control for everything. When Zombie World's not on the field, I can take control of one face-up fiend or zombie type. So it's great against, it's pretty good against Dark Worlds. Obviously good against zombies. Side in my 3rd Zombie World. 2 Needle Sealing. 2 Imperial Iron Wall. This is really for macro decks. People that side in, D-Fissure. I know that it hurts Mezuki, but it doesn't hurt PlagueSpreader. So at the cost of, putting the card back on the top of my deck, I can keep special summoning it as long as this is face up on the field. So I can still go into bigger synchros or, what have you. So it's a pretty good card. To goes and match. Run this because most of my monsters are dark. So, and the ones that aren't, I normally set them. So, or are in the grave. So it doesn't matter. Like Mezuki is really the only Earth one that I really have to have. So it's just off a couple of plays, but against like wind-ups, and 6 Sams is a great card because they basically have to choose which attribute they want to be able to run. So, and finally 2 Royal Decrees, Heroes, Burn Stall decks, just more back row hate. Thanks for watching the deck profile. If you have any comments or suggestions, just let me know. And yeah, that's it.